Available now. The first feature-length horror audio drama from JJ2E Media and TSDJA Productions. The Camping Trip. This anthology delivers 3 tales of terror that are tied to a present-day deception. The Family on the Hill, The Hook-Handed Nightmare, and the incident at Bagnell. 2 scout leaders tell stories to their 3 young charges of zombie attacks, summer camp assaults, and demonic sacrifices from the last century. Listen as a revenge plot, decades in the making, unfolds around them all in this fully produced audio experience. Go to tsdjaproductions.bandcamp.com and buy the full album, which includes the first bonus episode of the Nerd Blitz with Doom and Fitz podcast, where the writer-directors at The Scooby Doom and at Fitzman73 break down the entire production, their research, and much more. For just $5, you get over 3 hours of content from TSDJA Productions and JJ2E Media. The Camping Trip. Own it now.
What you reckon they saying?
Well, my Martian is a mite rusty, but near as I can figure, the biggin done said to the littlin that they can't wait to investigate Uranus.
You think they's talking about the planet, or is they wanting to plunder our aceholes?
I ain't quite puzzled that one out yet.
I bet you them aliens here to take over the world!
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Hey gang, you're listening to the Nerd Blitz with Doom and Fitz. I'm Doom.
And I'm Fitz.
And welcome to our 12th episode, Extravaganza!
It's a dirty dozen of episodes.
That's not, is that?
Fuck was that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I was just, but let's not even go there, man. And this is an episode that I'll tell you right now, whether it goes well or not, we don't know, because we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants this time. But this is an episode that, since I've met you, I'm baffled we haven't had this discussion.
I'm not gay.
Oh, well, okay. Come back next time, our sanity depends on it.
Shortest episode ever.
Oh, that would have...
It also handled half a dozen of our listener questions that were submitted.
How pissed do you think people would be if we just ended it there?
That would be fucking epic.
We'd have to do 2 episodes that week just for fun, though.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
12A and
awesome.
12B.
Yeah. That's good, though. But no, seriously. That was funny. Seriously, though, I mean, we're gonna do joke corner and everything first, but just to tease it, this is a question every person I talk to or I know, I have to have this discussion with them. I don't know why.
I know. I really feel like I'm getting a psych evaluation or something.
I know. I feel like I'm given one. I don't know why, but
I'm really nervous.
Almost every person I talk to, I have had this conversation with, except for you. Let's see, episode 9 came out today?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, we dropped 9 today.
Episode 9 came out today. So we've got 9 episodes, 16 hours, 57 minutes, and 25 seconds of us talking on this pod, and altogether 19 hours, 17 minutes, and 35 seconds with the 3 episodes that are on the Just Jump to the End feed. I've talked to you a lot in between recording, too, and this has never come up. I don't know why. So yeah, this is a long time in the making. But before we get into it, do you want to get to everybody's favorite segment?
Well, almost everybody's.
Well, it's mine, and that's really all that matters. Yeah. Play the theme song. Doom's Joke Corner. Okay, are you ready?
Let's get to it.
Okay, there's a man, and he's got a 25-inch dick. And it's just too big for him to do anything with. Every chick he fucks, it hurts her.
I thought we weren't going to talk about Mike.
Well, it's you by the end of it. Me too, so don't feel offended. So he goes to a witch and a good witch, trying to get her to help him shrink it. And she says, there's nothing I can do. But go into the woods and you'll find a frog. Ask the frog to marry you. And he will, if he says no, your dick will shrink by 5 inches. And he's like, okay, that's great.
Wait, he's got to marry a boy frog?
Don't overthink it. It's a joke.
Okay.
So he goes in. He goes into the woods, and the first frog he sees.
I can't make it shrink, but I'll make it disappear. Ooh.
You want a green condom? No. He asks the frog, will you marry me? The frog rippets and says no. His dick shrinks by 5 inches, so he's left with a 20-inch dick. He looks down at it, and it's still, big and hardy, and he's like, no, that'll still do too much damage. So he asks the frog again, will you marry me? The frog goes, no. His dick shrinks by another 5 inches, so he's down to 15 inches. He looks down at it, he's proud of it, and he thinks, well, I'll give it one more go. So, once again, he asks the frog, will you marry me? And the frog goes, what, don't you fucking understand English? No!
Oh, no.
That's the end of the joke.
That's the end of a lot of things. I can do math.
I know you can. I was hoping for a laugh or something, not, oh, no.
Well, I can't laugh at that. That's not funny. That's tragic.
Bullshit, that's funny.
I guess he can marry the boy frog now.
Oh shit. Oh god. So is that it? No fucking laugh? Just you're gonna cry?
If it was me, I'd cry.
It's not you. It's a joke. It's a story. It's made up. It's funny.
I'm laughing.
And I swear to God, this isn't fuck this shit. I'm just ranting because I expected a better fucking reaction. I tried my best to remember that all week, and look what I get.
I don't know. I think it turned out pretty well.
Fuck! So, I guess I'll ask you the question I've been waiting 2 years to ask you.
Yeah?
Our topic this week, everyone, is aliens. So the big question that I always ask everybody is, do you believe in life on other planets? Do you believe in aliens?
Do I answer now?
Yeah. Oh, God, yes!
Yes, I do believe in life on other planets.
Okay, come back next week. Our sanity depends on it.
Second shortest episode ever.
So we're starting our third episode for this week.
No, of course I do. How could you not? How could you not think that there's... Now, there's a difference between, do I believe in gray spacemen? Which, actually, yeah, probably I do. But I think it's way more likely that there are... there's got to be, right? There's got to be intelligent life somewhere.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be intelligent, I don't think. I mean, I think...
Even intelligent, it's got to be, like, mathematically impossible in the vastness of space to not be anybody else.
Yes. You look at the results from, like, the Hubble telescope, and there's hundreds of millions, if not hundreds of billions or hundreds of trillions of galaxies out there. Each of those galaxies probably has at least one planet. More than likely, it has more than one.
Right. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're looking, they're always looking for, like, signs of life-supporting things like water and all that. And it's like, well, why does it have to be a life form that's like us?
Yeah.
That requires that shit. Don't you guys watch fucking Star Trek, for Christ's sake?
Yeah.
Let's try to be a little more imaginative.
In our own solar system, yeah, they're looking for signs of life, I guess, that are similar to ours. It makes sense because, I guess they're looking for a planet because we're fucking this one up so bad.
Well, yeah, that's part of it, yeah. But I mean, like on Mars, they're looking for, could life have ever lived there? I mean, life like we know it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're looking to see if you could sustain human life there too.
Right, yeah.
Now.
Right.
I mean, I don't even mean like intelligent life. People who are other beings out in the cosmos that can fucking search for pussy pics on their phones. No. I mean, even like dogs or something somewhere out there in the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, just like...
I mean, there's...
undomesticated animals. like the equivalent.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, I mean, all the way down to like microscopic organisms, which that shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck no.
I mean, there are people that think or theorize that that's where we came from, is fucking microorganisms on a piece of fucking space rock or meteorite that hit the planet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've watched a lot of things on PBS, on Nova and shit, where they talk about how the planet was formed, and basically, from what I've gathered, our planet was formed by a lot of big fucking space rocks, and most planets, too, were formed by a lot of fucking space rocks just crashing together so hard.
That they melded together.
Yeah, so hard and so many times that they merged together, they formed a gravitational pull, and that's what sent it off and made it a planet.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the gradual cooling of it, after so many impacts, the gradual cooling of it made the conditions perfect for life like us to spring forth. But to me, yeah, like you said, it's fucking illogical that there's people walking this planet who think somewhere out there's not something else, anything else, even if it's just a fucking being that's the size of a pinhead,
Mm-hmm. It's almost, I'm not sure how, it's one of those things I can't really argue for because I can't see the other side. I don't know how to argue for something that I don't think there could be an argument against it. Yeah,
I mean, it's like fucking saying that you don't breathe. And it's like, I do breathe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll prove it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I breathe.
Right. No, but one of these days they'll find it.
Oh, yeah. They'll have to. And I mean, like I said, it might even be in our solar system.
Yeah, it could be. Because
we don't know. We haven't explored all of these fucking planets that are out there.
Right.
Just in our solar system, and like the microplanets and the moons around all these planets. Because isn't Pluto a microplanet now? Isn't that what they call it?
I think they promoted it back to planet, didn't they?
I don't fucking know.
I don't remember. It's a fucking planet to me, okay? I learned it as a planet. It's a fucking planet.
It was
you
always
fucking
a planet
science
to me,
snobs
too.
can suck a dick.
Well, Well, I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson's cool and everything. He's just wrong about this one thing. Pluto's a planet.
Oh, he says it's not a planet?
Yeah, I think he was the one who started all of that.
Oh. Well, now I question it all. Maybe I should suck a dick.
Well, maybe you should suck 2 dicks after that. And
No
hey,
shit.
we just answered the question from the beginning. Maybe you are gay.
Apparently, if Neil deGrasse Tyson says so, I must be.
But yeah, I think he was the one who started all that trouble, and everybody was like, "Fuck you, Neil deGrasse Tyson. What the fuck do you know?" And turns out a lot.
Yeah, turns out like everything.
Yeah. It's a conversation I like having about aliens and shit. And then,
Now that's not nearly as fun of a conversation as have they ever been here?
Well, that's where I was going next.
That's the much more fun conversation.
Yeah, that's where I was going next. One, do you think they exist? Do you think beings out there exist? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, do you think they have the capability to travel through space or time?
Yes.
Do you think they've ever been here?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm failing my psych evaluation.
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, I don't know if they've got the capability to travel, like, build a saucer and go and fly here. I don't know if they've got that. And I'm not saying, like, they've got boom tubes and shit either, like Darkseid on Apocalypse. But I think that they might have some means of travel. I'm just not sure what it is.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what it is either, but I mean,
I don't think anything like in Hollywood is come near it, though, like a flying saucer or
probably
that big fucking planet ship like in Independence Day.
Yeah, I'm not saying like there's aliens that are coming down like Independence Day, but it's almost like, do you believe there's life elsewhere? And it's arrogant and mathematically impossible to say no, that doesn't. Well, if you accept that, then, it's kind of ridiculous to think that we've been able to, in 50 years, develop space travel to the moon and back.
Well, I mean, not even
the space
50 years.
station.
That was,
no, I know, but
that
I'm
was
saying
less than a decade.
Yeah, no, but I mean, for 50 years now, we've been able to go up in space and come back.
Yeah,
but that somewhere else, some other intelligent life couldn't be farther along.
Yeah,
and then there, we're looking to go to Mars now and stuff and all that shit. It's ridiculous to think that somewhere out there,
somewhere out there,
that there's not another race of intelligent life that has figured out a way to get off their planet, and who have probably been around longer than us and been doing it longer and are more advanced.
Yeah. Sorry, I was totally listening, but you can't say somewhere out there and not expect me to do that. Yeah, I mean, like you said, and I don't want to get into like a religious talk too, because that's way too much for this. But I think it's kind of arrogant and crazy to say, oh yeah, there's a God. Okay, do you think that there could be aliens out there? Oh, fuck no, God made us. We're the only ones. We're special.
Right.
I think that's insane.
Well, could God not have made the other things?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I know what you're saying.
Okay, let's just say, okay, we are special. Just for the sake of argument, let's just say these two things. God is real and God made us special. Don't you think maybe somewhere in the universe, in the cosmos, there might have been a little bit of trial and error? Do you think God on the first shot got everything right?
Well, fucking clearly he didn't.
For the sake of argument, let's say
look around you.
He made us special.
It's the fucking guys with the fucking flying saucers that he made right. We're the trial and error, dude.
I'm leaning closer and closer to that, but let's get back on track. Let's leave the God issue and the religion issue out of it. We'll cover that sometime, other time, maybe, because that's not real nerdy.
Nah, I have no interest in covering that.
Yeah, me neither, but I'm just saying. So, you think aliens have been here? Or otherworldly being?
Yeah, I think it's highly likely.
Okay, I agree with that. So far.
Is it like the stuff that's like in popular culture that I don't know that stuff's true, like the Roswell thing, and I don't know that was an alien. I don't think that was an alien.
I don't know.
I think that was military. I think that was a cover-up, a government cover-up.
But what are they covering up then?
Test flights, military.
And why, after all of these years, when everybody that was involved is dead or near dead, why is it still covered up?
Because it's the government.
Yeah, but I mean, they tend to declassify stuff every once in a while.
Yeah. Maybe it was something so fucking shady that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe if they were doing like fucking fallout testing on people or something, and, you know, if there's something unethical out there, then they'd never declassify it.
Probably right.
Or if there was some test that went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
You know how they say
and somebody grew a fucking dick out of their head or something.
No, not like that, but, you know, if there was, I mean, because, you know, they say like people saw bodies, you know, alien, like hairless alien bodies or whatever. Who's to say they weren't just like burnt up human beings? And if that was the case, then you're talking lawsuits and.
At this point, though,
who knows?
I would think any form of statute of limitations would have fucking expired by now. I feel like we both should be in our basements with the lights out, fucking having this conversation.
I am in my basement. My lights are on though.
I know you are. I'm upstairs though. I'm closer to the beings.
You're on your roof with your tinfoil hat and fucking radar dish and your speak and spell. You're typing out messages on your speak and spell. Please come take me.
I wish they would. Because, boy, I've got a report to fucking give them. But, like, when do you think they might have been here?
I don't think they've been here in a long time.
Yeah.
At least not.
They'd be
at least not touched down.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say they haven't buzzed by and, you know, checked things out, but I don't think they've been here in a long time.
So, how do you feel about, like, theories that maybe aliens helped build the pyramids?
Love it. Love them.
So you're down with that?
I'm down with it. Do I think it's probably true? Probably not, but I like to think about it.
Yeah, because otherwise it's
fun to think about.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to think about, you know, just a few hundred or a few thousand slaves carrying all them big blocks. It's easier to think that some alien ship with a crane on it came down and cut it so precisely and
well, I don't think that, but the figuring out the techniques to do it and stuff, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I don't remember if it's Petra or some other ancient city or something, but somewhere they've got like they've got a water system, and they figured out the exact perfect fucking angle. I think it's like 35 degrees or something like that, a 35-degree decline. Mm-hmm. Where the water would travel through it perfectly and it would move fast and everything. I think if you tilt it 1 degree higher, it starts clogging up and slows down the flow. Mm-hmm. And 1 degree lower, it kind of slows down the flow too. They found the perfect spot, and it's fun to think about, you know, aliens came down and showed them other than, you know, just them trial and error hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
Right.
They were going through it trying to figure out the right angle.
Yeah, because reality's boring.
I know, right?
I'd rather believe that somebody helped
something.
Yeah.
Along.
And I mean, and then how do you explain like the cave drawings of things that look like spaceships and spacemen, and because you've seen those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the Nazca lines and the fucking, you know, the things that are only visible from high in the air.
Like the cave paintings and shit, that, again, I'm open to the idea, or I like the idea that, you know, they saw aliens back then and shit. But that, I mean, look at the shit people imagine today. A Wookiee. A fucking Gamorrean.
Yeah.
Or that big twisty dude and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe there was an imaginative caveman and he was like, drew aliens in a saucer on the fucking wall.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I mean, that's, you know, truth be told, that's probably what happened, but
yeah,
it's more fun to look at a thousands of year old prehistoric cave painting on a fucking wall and go, holy shit, that's a fucking flying saucer and a guy in a fucking metal suit coming out of it.
Totally. It's also kind of funny to think of a dude scraping on a wall. He gets finished, he turns to his buddies who just discovered fire, so he's drawing at night, and he's pointing at it, and they're all sitting there laughing and shit.
Yeah, that his buddies fucking bash his skull in because he's a fucking witch or something.
And hey, boys, guess what's dinner?
Like, why the fuck weren't you out there killing a fucking saber-toothed tiger? Why are you drawing this stupid shit on the thing, you fucking...
And like I said, they fucking beat his brains in, and since he wasn't out killing a saber-toothed tiger or trying to help the hunting squad take down a mammoth, guess whose dinner? You are, fucking ook ook.
He's busy drawing fucking comic books on the wall.
He's fucking Kirby before his time.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of the Dark Knight satellite? Or
No.
the Black Knight satellite, sorry. Black Knight satellite.
I was gonna say, Batman?
No.
No, I haven't heard about that.
I heard somebody talking about that recently on another podcast, and
yeah,
I looked it up, and I think it's bullshit. I think it's space debris and trash, but it is fucked up. Like, there's this unexplainable... Well, I mean, it's explainable, but to the eager to believe people, I mean, it's freaky looking. There's like this black satellite orbiting the Earth. And NASA has pictures of it, clear as day, pictures of this thing, and nobody knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And there are people that say it's, thousands of years old, and it's of alien origin. And it's this thing that's just been orbiting the Earth for thousands of years. And, of course, NASA says it's probably a thermal blanket that got lost during a EVA.
Yeah.
And it's just floating out there. But there's multiple pictures of it. Anyway, that's all I had on that.
Oh, well.
But you can search it. Go Google it. It's pretty fucked up looking.
Do you want me to do that now?
No, you don't have to do it now.
Okay. Well, I mean, the other question I wanted to ask you, again, this is another in the same line I ask everybody I talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a UFO? And now let me be clear, because when I say UFO, people always seem to think, I mean, have you ever seen a fucking flying saucer land and a tall gray dude with a head like a balloon popped out and probed your asshole? UFO, what is a UFO? Unidentified flying object. It was an object in the sky, you did not know what it was.
No, I don't think so. One time I do remember being on my porch going in my house when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was dark out. I looked up, and for a split second, I looked up, I had to do a double take. And I could have swore there was something hanging in the air in the up in the sky, But then when I looked back, it was gone. So it was just, I don't know what it was, my eyes played tricks on me for a second, or maybe it was a cloud or something. I don't know what, but it was there 1 second, and the next second it wasn't there. So I think I just imagined it, but otherwise, no, I've never
wishful
seen
thinking.
One. I guess several times I've thought I've seen one, and then it's just a plane.
Oh. Well, it's funny that I ask this because here recently you've seen on the news, maybe, that about a week or so ago, above the arch, there was some kind of flashing
there was a light
that people...
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Channel 4 has been covering it real well. There was some dude last week, I think he was at work, and he came out, and he had a video of it, and it was 200 feet above the arch. It was just a flashing light.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just disappeared. Well, when whenever the news does something like this, they always try to make the person sound like, a nutcase.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got him standing out on his porch, looking up in the sky and shit, and what was it? And it's like, don't make the dude sound like an idiot. He's got a video of it too, so come the fuck on. And then there was another video too, recently, above the arch, of something kind of blinking, I think, and it was falling, and then it would disappear, and then it would show up again, and it would fall, and then it would disappear, and then show up again and fall. Each time it would move further across the sky.
Yeah. Did anybody ever offer an explanation as to what it was?
I don't think they knew what either of them were. They didn't really offer a great explanation.
It's usually somebody will come out and say, oh, it was a fucking weather balloon or a fucking,
I think there was the plane one over the arch that was 200 feet above the arch or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think they tried saying that was a plane, but it's like, okay, if that's a plane, planes usually have like 4 of those flashing lights. Where were the other 3?
Right.
Kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah.
But now this is going to make you want to get me checked and get me a psych eval, but I have seen fucking a UFO or 2 in my time.
Oh, yeah?
Now, see, you're sounding like the news, like, oh, yeah, and it was cool, wasn't it?
No, I'm not saying. I wasn't saying it like that. I was
sounded
trying to think of an anal probing joke, but I couldn't come up with one.
My mom was with me, you son of a bitch.
Well,
Both times I saw it, or saw them.
okay, well, let's hear about it.
The one was, it was real late at night. We were driving past Grant's farm.
Uh-huh.
And we saw like a triangular shape in the sky. And there was a light kind of dancing back and forth across the front. And we're driving up Gravois past Grant's farm. And we both kind of watched it as it went above us and out of our view.
Mm-hmm.
And as we got past where it would have been, over us, as we looked back, there was nothing there. Yeah. And then the other one, we were out on 270 heading out towards your way.
Yeah.
It was late at night. And there's a lot of, like, cell towers heading out 270.
Yeah.
We know this. But, like, there's a sort of flat area out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's nothing. And, like, there's no cell towers that we know of. Because you would see them in the day. The sun would be gleaming off them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no buildings around that would be big enough for it to be on. Because, again, the sun would be gleaming off them during the day, and you would see them. Off in the distance, up in the sky, there was a blinking light. A blinking white light. And then it just disappeared. That's all I've got on both of those. I'm not saying they were aliens, but they were UFOs, unidentified flying objects.
Yeah, and see, that's the distinction to make is UFO versus alien. Because a lot of things that have been reported as aliens, it's not fucking aliens.
No.
It's like I said, it's military, like out in Arizona and stuff.
Yeah.
It's military craft. It's military, top secret military test flights.
Yeah.
Of like the stealth bomber and the stealth fighters,
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of, like, because there's been lots of video of like triangular shaped light patterns and stuff.
Yeah.
In like New Mexico and Arizona and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel pretty confident that that's what it was, is a test flight for a stealth plane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Some of them makes you question just the way that the lights move.
Yeah.
Like, how does a fucking plane move like that? But, in the dark, it's hard to see what directions they're really going, or...
Yeah. Well, like I said, that one out by Grant's farm, it was triangular, but not like flat triangular as you're looking under it like a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
It was triangular, like standing up, straight.
Like a pyramid?
Like a pyramid, yeah. And it had a light that... It was like a series of lights, and the light would strobe through, dim out as it went through, and then strobe back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it was like. And like I said, my mom was there both times, so she could verify all of this.
That's fucked up.
The one that was out on 270, it was off the driver's side, so it was to the left as you're driving out towards your house and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, towards the Fenton area.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my 2 UFO stories.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
Well, that sucks. So, I mean, yeah, that's the questions that I've told you a few times. I don't know how we've been talking this long and we haven't had this discussion or some form of this discussion. Because, I mean, there's people that I've just started talking to this year, and I've, really talked to them a lot and, got kind of close with them and shit. And I've had this fucking conversation with them.
Yeah.
I've been talking to you for over 2 years between the typecasts and shit and all these pods we've done, and this has never come up, and I don't know how. Especially when we're talking about shit like Star Wars, which is set where? Up fucking there.
Get back to, like, aliens helping people build shit.
Yeah.
Easter Island.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna debunk the alien part of it. But for a long time, like, that was one of those things where it's like, how the fuck did these people move these giant fucking slabs?
I saw a PBS special.
Oh, you saw it? Okay, so you know what I'm gonna say.
Oh, are you talking about the PBS special too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they showed you how they.
Yeah.
These scientists had a theory finally of how they would get these big blocks from, because there's only one place on the island where they could get these big stone blocks from.
Yeah.
But yet the statues were found everywhere, all over the island. Like, how do they get these multi-ton granite blocks or whatever?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because those rocks, they're really fucking dense.
Yeah, they're huge. They're like, 8 or 10 feet tall or whatever.
And yeah, you see something that big and it's like, oh, that looks heavy. But like, they're really fucking dense too.
Yeah, and how would they move that? And so the theory for the longest time was that they rolled them, like how they say the Egyptians moved the blocks. They would put them on rollers, and there'd be a team of people moving the rollers in front as they pushed the blocks along or pulled the blocks along.
Yeah.
And of course, the other thing is like, well, fucking aliens did it.
Yeah.
or the Easter Island people were fucking aliens or had some kind of magic or some shit.
Yeah. And like you said, the big theory was that they rolled them, stood them up wherever they wanted them, and then carved them.
Right.
Which, that's not true.
No. Finally, well, recently, a few years ago, these guys were, researching it or whatever, and they came up with a theory, which there was there were old stories or legend or whatever on the island that these statues would actually come to life and walk up the roads from the quarry to wherever they're going to be. They would just walk on their own. And obviously they're like, that's bullshit. Of course, the fucking stone's not going to come to life and walk away.
Yeah.
But that was like the folk legends where that they would walk on their own. So the guys started thinking about it. They were like, maybe there's something to that. And they came up with this theory that the people would actually carve them at the quarry, and then they would attach they would stand them up, stand the statues upright, tie ropes around the top of the statue, and then using teams of people on either side, they would take turns pulling this rope contraption, and it would actually rock the statue in such a way that the statue would start walking. It would kind of wobble back and forth, and it would, walk along, and they could make it move by pulling on these ropes. So they had this whole PBS special where they had this team of people go out and they made replica statues, and they actually finally got it to work, where they basically proved that this could be how they moved these things was by this really simple. And then they said once they got the statue rocking back and forth, it took no effort at all.
Yeah,
to make
it
these
didn't want to stop.
Yeah, like to make these things move.
Yeah, and they examined, because some of them have fallen over, and they examined the bottoms of them. And
right, they could tell they were rubbed, and
yeah, the back end of them was rubbed more than the front end, because they would have to kind of tilt it back a little.
And there were like grooves. Yeah, there were like grooves around the top too, like the top of the statue where the ropes would have been.
Yeah.
And they could never figure out
if
what
I remember
those...
right, wasn't it like right around the eyes or right around the neck?
I think like around the eyes probably.
Yeah, because
it was up high.
Yeah. It was like on your face, feel right by your eyes where your skull ends and your eyes begin. There was weird grooves right there that for years they could never explain, and it seems like it was the ropes. Because they would, like you said, they would have teams on either side and kind of pull back on it, and it would pull to the one side, then the other side pulls, and then it just starts fucking moving.
Yeah, it just rocks back and forth and twists, and just...
Yeah, I saw that special. Basically, if there's been a PBS special in like the last 5 to 10 years about something like that, or outer space, I've fucking seen it. Because I love me a goddamn fucking PBS special. There's a chick on Twitter. I don't know if you know her. Give me a second. I'll try to pull up her at, and I'll tell you. I should know it because I've talked to her quite a few times. But a few times her and I have talked about, the PBS specials and shit. And we're both into like that especially when they go to space and shit, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, with this one I saw it, and it like really calls into question like anytime I start to think like, well, the aliens had to have had some kind of hand in building the pyramids.
Yeah.
Then I think about this, and it's like, oh, well, there could just be a way that we're not thinking about.
Yeah.
that they were able to make that happen so easily.
Yeah, there's like all the theories about like Stonehenge and shit. That chick on Twitter is at Lady Ashley Lynn. A lot of the people who listen to us, they know her.
Yeah, she sounds familiar.
Yeah. She's one of the dolls.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably where I know the name from.
Yeah. Her and I have had quite a few conversations about that type of shit. Like, that PBS special I told you about a little while ago where the planet was formed by rocks, space rocks just fucking colliding. Her and I talked about that a few times, I think. So yeah, she's into all that fucking sciencey, outer spacey shit too. But, back to what I was saying, like, all the theories about Stonehenge, you know, nobody knows what the fuck that was. I mean,
yeah, not for sure.
Everybody has a theory. Like, I think the most popular theory that people go to, or the thing that almost everybody agrees on, is that it was like a druid ritual ground. Mm-hmm. Or like, sort of like a druid temple or something. They don't know how they built it, but it's some kind of druid holy ground. Now, this is where the conflicting theories come in. Some think it was just like a blood sacrifice place for God or gods. Some people think it was a place where they would do these rituals or spells or magics or whatever and would communicate with otherworldly beings, aliens or interdimensional beings. Some think it's a portal to a different dimension. But that's another one of those places where I've watched a few PBS specials about it and shit, and it's fucking fascinates me because, again, nobody knows how it was built. You've got this fucking ring of stones, some of which are stacked on top of others, and it's like, how'd they do that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And
anti-grav technology brought down by the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. Solve that. Put that one to bed.
Well, look at us.
Next mystery, please. Have you ever seen I'm not sure if it's the like the Mayans or the Aztecs. One of them, they used to, like, their royal families and stuff, they would purposely like deform their heads.
Yeah, they showed that in Indiana Jones.
Do they?
Yeah, in the 4th Indy movie. They would, in the movie, they would put, like, ropes and shit around their heads to make them kind of oblong.
To make them, when they're babies, they would make them grow oblong.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. That's not just in the movie. Okay.
But in the movie, they did it because of the crystal aliens that were in the movie. They did it to honor their head. Right.
And well, that's where I was going with it was.
Yeah.
That's what people say they did it for was,
well,
and
some
or
say,
for other reasons, but then why?
Well, some say again that they did it for their gods. It was a tribute to their gods, and it's what helped them make such a successful society.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the idea that they they had aliens come down and help them, and they were like, okay, in tribute, we're gonna make our heads like yours.
Yeah, you are our god now.
Yeah,
because that's what would happen.
Totally.
If fucking advanced space people came down from outer space
to the primitives,
yeah, you're a god. It's the fucking prime directive. You can't. That's why Star Trek has the prime directive.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, just believe me, trust me.
Okay, but and they said like when they would make their heads oblong like that, it would fuck with their brains.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and, like, it would make them, like, really fucking crazy and shit, and I think some people think that's why they did all of that sacrificing shit that they did.
All the sacrifices, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that shit, too. And again, like I said, it was in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And real quick, just to go back to Stonehenge, since we're talking about Indiana Jones, one of those novels that's coming up for you, I've already read it. Part of it takes place around Stonehenge.
I think it might. Is it the second one? Is it the Giants one? The one with giants in the title?
The Dance of the Giants or whatever?
Yeah.
I think that is it.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, I read something one time where they said there was like another site underneath Stonehenge, but then I thought, I think that might have been that Indiana Jones book.
Well, if I remember right, because again, I've read more of them, and this was a long time ago that I read that one. Like, it opened up a portal, I think, and Indy was talking. I'm walking a line here because I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's really fucking cool. Indy was talking to a famous magic wielder, and he had a kind of cool conversation with him, and the person mentioned something from pop culture that was either just came out or was getting ready to come out around that time that he thought was really cool, because he said it was another name for him.
Okay.
Once you read that novel, this will all make sense, and I'll tell you what I mean, but it was so cool. It's just like a short paragraph in there, and I thought it was fucking amazing.
Okay.
So, back to the Mayans. I just wanted to mention that Stonehenge was in an Indiana Jones something. Because, like, you were talking about the oblong heads and shit, and I mentioned it was in Indiana Jones. That's one of the cool things about, like, a lot of this alien or mystical weird shit that we're basically talking about in this episode. A lot of those Indiana Jones novels or a lot of Indiana Jones shit has just touched on a lot of that. Comics have too. And it's like the reason or what George's basis was for those stories. While it's, fantastical and shit, he always wanted it to be grounded on shit that was real, that you could research, that you could, find out about. And that's another one of the reasons why, I've always liked Indiana Jones and shit. Because, like we said, the oblong head things for the crystal skulls is based on a real thing. But anywho, I didn't mean to go off on a indie tangent again.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the crystal skulls themselves are based on a real thing, too.
Well, yeah.
Those are real, too, yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in a previous episode, because there's people that...
Yeah, I think so, too.
...that think you can, believe you can look at them and they'll help heal you and give you information and shit. And I mean, I don't necessarily believe that, but when you get into that whole crystal skull thing, it is strange because, again, I've seen PBS documentaries and shit about it. They don't really know how those crystal skulls could have been carved and shit without breaking them. Because no modern tools that they've ever tried have worked. So where the fuck did all these old ones that, modern tools can't make, where did they come from?
3D printed.
Okay, who had the 3D printers thousands of years ago?
Aliens, dude.
Okay,
Solved.
there we go. We're all back to aliens.
Put the rubber stamp on that one. Ka-chunk. We're done with that one. Boom. File that one away. We
need to change the fucking name of this podcast from Nerd Blitz to Mystery, because we're closing cases left and right.
Yep.
So yeah. Do you have more alien shit, or do you want to move on to something else?
Have you ever heard of the castle that's on the moon?
Hold up. What?
That there's I forget the name of it now or what they call it, but if you Google Moon Castle, you'll find it.
I've never heard of this.
I have a URL copied on my clipboard on my phone, and I was just about to paste it to you right before we started, but I didn't want to distract you too much right before we started.
Yeah.
Because this is one of those things, once you go down the rabbit hole,
it's going to take a while. Okay.
But basically they call it a castle, and it's, I don't know, 9 miles or something above the moon.
Above the moon?
Floating, yes.
Okay.
And there's pictures of it. I mean, it doesn't look like a castle.
Yeah.
It looks like a speck.
Yeah.
In the pictures that they have. But they have it from different angles and different times, like different Apollo missions. And this thing is in this whatever it is in all these pictures.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't see it unless you fuck with the contrast on the photo and like, I don't know, do a bunch of photo manipulation.
That always is suspect to me, that type of shit.
Yeah, but what I saw,
yeah,
it'd be a hell of a coincidence that they could click a couple filters and this same shape object pops up in all these different pictures.
Okay.
But there are clear as day pictures of it too, like you know, it kind of almost looks like it would be a scratch or like dust or something on the lens.
Yeah.
But how could it be in the same place on multiple pictures
on
multiple missions?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's just really strange.
And what's the shape of it like, did you say?
It's like well there's two objects really. There's there's I guess three. There's these two things. They're like oblong. They look kind of like a skyscraper on its side.
Yeah.
Kind of cigar shape.
Yeah.
And there's two of them right next to each other.
Huh.
And then some distance away, there's like a little smaller circular object.
Yeah.
So this guy was saying that the one thing is the mothership, and this is its little companion ship or its little orbiter.
Yeah.
But the Black Knight satellite is pretty easily explained away, but this one's probably nothing. But at the same time, it's like, then what is it?
Yeah.
I can't explain what it is.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you know, it's probably not what you want it to be.
Yeah.
But it's fucked up to look at it and go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's in this other picture. What the fuck is that? Why is that there?
You almost turned into Brittany there. So, like, the dark side of the moon, what do you think's there? Anything?
Aliens?
No, I mean, seriously, though. Because there's people who wonder about this. Could there be aliens there hiding out of our view and trying to watch us?
That I find doubtful, but could be.
Well, let me throw this into your fucking backyard.
Okay.
That sounds really fucking dirty. You know this X-Men series of books I've been reading?
Yeah.
In there, the Red Skull has a base on the other side of the moon. Do you think there could be something like that over there?
What, like?
A base.
For who?
Who knows? I mean, I've heard theories that people think that maybe, you know, we have a base over there.
Nah. I don't think. Nah. I don't think so. If we did, we wouldn't have shut down the shuttles, I don't think.
But who's to say we have?
Well, I think it would be hard. I think it would be hard to hide a shuttle launch.
There's all kinds of tests and shit happening. You never know what these tests are exactly. As you said, from, you know, in Arizona and New Mexico and shit, there's always strange lights.
Well, true. I think they have a fucking shuttle bus that goes up to the base and back.
There could be. Speaking of, you know, something that goes up and back, what do you think of, like, these plans that people have talked about for years of making, like, a space elevator?
Well, that's fucking bullshit. That's... Like, do you realize how fucking fast that thing would have to go?
And not just that.
It would fucking tear you apart.
Well, and, like, not just that shit either. It's like, how do you fucking build an elevator to space, and with all the space junk, keep it from getting snapped off? You know, you're midstream,
right.
You're in space, trying to get up to the top of the elevator so you can get on a shuttle and go to your next destination, be it the space station, the moon, or wherever the fuck that they're thinking. You're in space trying to get to the top. Oh, satellite just fucking hits and snaps it off.
Oh, so this just would take you to the upper atmosphere, and then you would get on a shuttle that would take you out into space. It's just to keep you from having to be on a rocket that has to break free of gravity.
Yeah, it would take you up to, like, no gravity, so it's like I said, a satellite comes along, hits that, and snaps it off. Now you're in a capsule floating around in no gravity.
Are there satellites that are that low?
I don't know. Well, I think what the plans I've heard about is that it would go to the lowest layer of space.
Yeah.
Because again, it's an elevator. It's not like, you know, a rocket ship in a tube. It's an elevator.
Yeah.
So you get up into the lowest level of space and you get out on the platform, and the shuttle, you get on the shuttle and it takes you, like I said, to your next destination, be it the space station, the International Space Station, or like a base on the moon. That's what they're talking about. Or maybe in the future when we're like trying to travel to Mars and shit, maybe something like that too.
It's a fucking bus stop up there.
Exactly. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
And these again, this isn't like, you know, some crazy rambling. There's people trying to figure out a way to do this because it would save on like rocket fuel and like you said, having to force a rocket up there.
I mean, if there's actual intelligent people working on it, they'll probably find a way to make it happen. But I don't know how does the fucking elevator car move up?
See, this is where I've got to fall back on my old standard. I don't fucking remember.
Like, what's their plan for that? Can't be a cable. Can't be a fucking hydraulic lift.
That's, I guess, one of the big questions for it. It's like, how do you do it and how do you maintain it too?
Yeah, that's the big question. How do you make it?
Well, not just make it, maintain it. Because, okay, say you get it built. What are you going to do? Fucking send up a rocket because a panel on the outside's missing? You're going to have a dude climb up the steps? How do you fucking fix it?
Yeah, you just have to climb up the outside of it.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Have you heard about those plans, though?
I have heard. I've not. It's been a long time, but yeah, I've heard that before. I didn't remember the part about the bus stop at the top. I was thinking they were talking about like an elevator to take you all the way to the moon. Like if there were to be a.
Oh, there ain't no way that would work.
That's why I'm like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, that's the way it sounds though. It's like it
would take you a
stop.
fucking year. It would take you a year to get there.
Yeah, no shit.
Unless they made it go so fast that it would fucking smash you flat like a pancake.
Yeah. But
although I guess once you're out of the atmosphere, there's no gravity, so there's no G-force.
Yeah, but I mean.
But getting out of
that would still be dangerous as fuck, though.
I guess I don't know. Look at us talking like we're fucking physicists or something.
Talking like we got smart.
You've probably seen it since you've seen all this stuff before. But have you ever seen Chariots of the Gods?
What? Give me more detail. What is it?
It's a documentary from like the 70s. I think it might have been a book first.
Okay, it's starting to sound familiar. I don't think I have, though.
Oh, you should watch it. It's fucking crazy. That's where all this aliens coming down in ancient times and people thinking they're angels and gods and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where I got those ideas from.
Oh.
But yeah, it's called Chariots of the Gods, and it shows you all like those cave paintings and stuff, and like stories from ancient culture and ancient civilizations of beings that come down and chariots that go across the sky, and
you've got like
all this
legitimate fucking sources and shit, and I'm like, I've seen it in Indiana Jones.
Well, I don't know how. I mean, it's funny because there's. It's so old that like some of the stuff has been, not necessarily debunked, but
yeah,
some of the stuff is like they don't think that anymore.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty fascinating, and it's trippy because it's old and like the music is fucked up 70s, like in search of type music, and like the pictures all kind of grainy and like
That's the type of shit we need to get into sometime too. Like just go full overkill.
Mm-hmm.
Because I grew up in the period of time where you could still sort of believe in that shit without the internet.
Oh, if you did, think about me.
Oh, I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I grew up without the internet. It existed, but we didn't have it. We've never had home internet. It's just like internet on phones, and that's only been like the last 10 to 12 years or so. So
yeah, I mean, I grew up in a time when the fucking picture of the Loch Ness Monster, that's fucking real.
Yeah.
And that fucking 8mm footage of Bigfoot walking through the woods, that's fucking real.
I grew up with that shit too. And even though by my time it was debunked.
Like when I was a kid, there's no way that was fake. how did you fake that? How could somebody fake that? And then then recently it's like, oh yeah, I faked that. Here's how I did it.
Well,
you guys are all stupid.
See, that's what I'm saying. I grew up, even though I grew up 20 years after you, I grew up just like you did. Where that video of the dude fucking walking through the forest and looks back, that was fucking real to me as a kid.
Yeah, you grew up just like me, ignorant.
Yeah.
An ignorant rube.
Well, I'd like to say imaginative, but yeah. But yeah, we should get into that type of shit sometime too, because oh my god, when I was little, that shit was so fascinating. I mean,
yeah.
Apparently for both of us, it's the type of shit that formed us into who we are now and made us, the imaginative creators that we sort of both are.
Oh, I mean, you can speak for yourself. Don't know about that, but
well, I mean, you can't deny it, dude.
Well, I could resist it, I guess.
The incident at Bagnell. That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah.
But anywho, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, yeah, when I was a kid, In Search Of was the shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched any of those. You can see it. You can get them on YouTube now.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes, but for me, it was like unsolved mysteries and shit, because it'd be like,
oh yeah, that one too.
Okay, here's fucking a dead body. Oh, here's a girl who was fucking murdered and thrown in a ditch. Bigfoot's real. Here's a video we saw. Here's a video we found.
Yeah, Chupacabra.
Yeah, Chupacabras and Bigfoot, and here's the latest picture of the Loch Ness Monster. There's Yetis in the Himalayas, and it's like, holy shit.
Here's a Yeti butt fucking Bigfoot stroking off the Loch Ness Monster.
While fucking Chupacabra's over in the corner filming it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I got most of my type of shit. And like that host, it was the version before, what was his name? Dennis Farina or whatever?
It was Robert Stack.
He the old creepy dude?
Yeah.
With the hollow looking eyes?
Yeah, Robert Stack.
Yeah, he was unsettling.
He's the voice of Ultra Magnus in the Transformers movie, by the way. And he was also Elliot Ness in the Untouchables TV show from the 60s. 50s.
Two things I don't know much about.
Well, I'm learning you.
I know. But yeah, as a kid, he's in his suit and he's real tall and he's super thin and kind of creepy, and
you should check out those In Search Ofs. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll try to.
A lot of it though is I mean, especially like Bigfoot and that kind of shit. It's all fucking been debunked, but it's at the time it was like this so real, like, oh fuck. And Leonard Nimoy's the host, and there's
a show. It comes on weekends, I think. Like, it's probably too late for you. I don't catch it all the time either. It used to be on My Network, right when we got My Network back as 4.3. Mm-hmm. It was some kind of alien investigation files show. That type of shit. Like, my mom will fucking laugh at me and shit about it, but that type of shit, if I see that's on, I always watch it.
Yeah. Is it Ancient Aliens or?
No. It's like Unsolved Alien Files or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember it exactly what it's called. I haven't seen it in a while, so they might have took it off. But yeah, that type of shit just fascinates me.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems a lot like In Search Of was in those cool segments on Unsolved Mysteries. Like I said, as a kid, whenever I seen any of that type of shit, I always had to watch it. Even now, I watch it because we were talking about it before. It's fuel for the imagination. It opens up these interesting and cool possibilities to you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks to live in a world where everything can be Googled and explained away.
Right.
I would much rather fucking have all this shit to speculate about and have fun conversations.
Be ignorant. Be ignorant of the facts.
You call it what you want, man, but shit was a lot funner when there was mystery.
It was a lot funner. We were so stupid, though.
I know.
But it was fun.
I realize both of us, proving how stupid we both truly are, just said funner instead of more fun.
Funner's a word to me.
It is to me, too, but let me tell you, you ain't going to find funner in a dictionary.
It's even more better than better.
I know. But, like I said, you check any dictionary, funner ain't going to be in there.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to believe.
I don't want to. Believe whatever the fuck you want.
I don't listen to the man.
How the fuck am I the man? I'm the one who goes around dressed like a fucking deranged biker.
No. I'm saying I don't trust the man. The man writes the dictionaries.
Well, there's some helpful shit in there. But yeah, I really do miss those times where, there were mysteries and shit like that. In part, I think it's why I latched on to Scooby-Doo. Because there's monsters and there's mystery and intrigue. You don't know, especially like the time that I got into Scooby-Doo, where it's like all the movies were like 2 episodes in one, like Witch's Ghost. Yeah, they've got a ghost. It's the townspeople. But wait, Sarah Ravencroft is really real. Here she is, out of the book. So you had the safe man in a mask type of shit. And then they gave you some real to fuck with your head and be like, okay, maybe this shit is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
You've got zombies and aliens and witches, and again, I miss those times where you could actually believe in this shit and there wasn't an answer 4.3 seconds away.
So let me ask you this. We've mentioned it a couple times. Bigfoot, real?
Again, I don't know if Bigfoot currently exists, but I've seen PBS documentaries where they found bodies of this thing that they've called Gigantopithecus.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that shit?
Mm-hmm.
And they had some shit on Discovery Channel too back when we had that. So
yeah,
if
it's
you're
a prehistoric ape.
Yeah, it was an ape-man hybrid type of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't a man, but it was an ancient primate.
Yeah,
or a prehistoric primate.
Some people have called it a missing link.
Right.
So if you're asking me, has there ever been a Bigfoot type of creature? Unequivocally, yes, there has. Mm-hmm. Do I believe there is still a Bigfoot out there? I don't know.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible that's what people see.
Yeah.
Well, most of it's bullshit. Most of it's people thinking they saw something that,
or just people
wasn't
fucking
really
with
there.
people being like, I seen Bigfoot. You dumb motherfuckers.
Right. But I mean, has a real, like you said, has a real one been seen
lately?
In 100 years? Probably not.
Yeah. Because as our population grows and we expand out into newer areas, I'm sure these things see us with our big noisy machines and shit, and if they're as primitive as they say, they're probably afraid of us,
Yeah, or smart enough to stay away.
Yeah. But I would think it's like they say when you come across a bear, make yourself look as big as you can and be as loud as you can, and it'll scare it away.
Mm-hmm.
I would think it's the same thing. They see us rolling up with these brum 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 ring, ring, vehicles and shit, and it freaks them out. So they're probably, if they still exist, they're probably hiding in the fucking woods or in caves and shit, scared shitless.
Yeah.
But see, okay, if you want to go down this path, let's go down it. You've got 3 different types of Bigfoot. You've got the Americanized Bigfoot. You've got the Mexican version, which is the Chupacabra, and then you've got the Yetis. The Yetis in
the Yeti.
Himalayas and shit.
Yeah, the Yeti and the Sasquatch are kind of the same. The Chupacabra is totally different.
Well, it depends, because there's some versions where it's basically Bigfoot.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that one.
Well, I mean,
the one I've always heard of is almost reptilian.
Well, see, like Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico. Yes, I'm going back to Scooby-Doo for my explanations. That you know how Kev always says everything he knows came from pop culture? I'm the same fucking way. The Monster of Mexico was a Bigfoot that they called the Chupacabra. And it's not just Scooby-Doo. I've heard different versions of that, too, where it is a Sasquatch that hides somewhere in the deserts of Mexico. Which would make more sense that it is a reptile.
Mm-hmm.
A lizardy, scaly fucking thing. But like I said, I've heard not just Scooby-Doo. I can't make that clear enough. I'm not just basing this solely on Scooby-Doo. There are versions out there that I've heard of that are, hairy, giant-footed beasts. The Chupacabra.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the reptile version of Chupacabra?
Yeah, the goat sucker.
Goat sucker.
Yeah, that's what Chupacabra means, goat sucker.
Oh, Oh yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know Spanish, man.
Well, I only know it because that's why they would discover, like, they would find dead goats because the chupacabra sucked its blood.
And they say it's a lizard or a reptile?
Well, I mean, not necessarily a reptile. I'm just saying, like, not big like a Bigfoot, and not hairy like a Bigfoot.
Okay, well, then let's stay on Bigfoot and Sasquatches and Yetis and shit. Do you think, like, in the Himalayas and shit, there are Yetis still?
Could be.
And, I mean...
I'm pretty much open to the possibility of anything.
Yeah. Wait, are we going back to you possibly being gay?
No, well, wait. Well, I guess.
Okay, let's move on. Do you think that Yetis are just straight up white-haired versions of Bigfoot, or do you think that they might be like they are in Chill Out Scooby-Doo? Yes, I said Scooby-Doo again. Or like that last Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser. Do you think they're like that, or what?
I would lean towards they're like a cousin of the Sasquatch.
Well, I think in the last Mummy movie they sort of were, but they were like servants or like guards of like what do you call it? What is it? Shangri-La? Because I think part of the Yeti mythos is that they are guards of Shangri-La. That's why they hide in the Himalayas, because they're trying to protect the entrance to it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a connection there, or it's just, you know, the white Sasquatches are in the Himalayas or in the icy areas?
Yes. I don't know.
That was just a cop out.
What are they called? Cryptozoology. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there are definitely those things that have existed and possibly do still exist.
Yeah.
Species of animals that are thought to be extinct but really aren't.
Yeah.
You know, and just like a giant squid.
Oh.
You know, they just recently fucking found a giant squid after all this time of people not believing the giant squids were real.
I mean, you don't even want to get into the fucking undersea creatures, because there's shit under the ocean that makes the shit in Star Wars look pedestrian.
But yeah, so I mean, I think, you know, whether they're still around, I don't know, but
I would say it's more likely that they're around in, like, the Himalayas and shit than they are, like, Bigfoot is...
the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah. Because, again, there's less people there, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, there are remote areas of the Pacific Northwest where there's no people.
I know, but it just seems there's more people close to that area than there is towards the Himalayas and shit, because...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's people there, too, but you've got more people there that are, like, steeped in tradition, if you know what I mean, that would, if they exist, wouldn't be like, let's go out and kill these motherfuckers!
Well, people always say, like, well, how come nobody ever, you know, how come we don't see them more often? And it's like, well, have you ever been in the woods and seen a deer?
Yeah.
But you didn't realize the deer was there, like, 2 seconds before?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like...
So, animals know how to hide. They hide in plain sight. You know, you don't see them.
Yeah, it's like, you can hear squirrels and shit playing in the woods or running through the woods. You can't always see them, but you can hear them. So, if you're in the woods and you hear, you know, a leaf crackle under something's foot or hoof or whatever, doesn't mean you always see it. There's mice and shit always running around in the woods and shit. You don't always see them. No matter how big or small, just because something's there doesn't mean you always see it. Evolution, they've evolved.
There's all
to
kinds of
hide.
things you don't see.
Yeah. So, you asked me, Loch Ness Monster, is it real? Again, that depends on if we're talking about the dinosaur-like creature or just like the water beast. Because there's like two different versions of that, too. There's like just a straight-up dinosaur with 4 flippers and a neck, and then there's like a sort of lizardy type version.
Mm-hmm.
If it exists, I would say it's probably the lizard type version at this point, because why would all the other dinosaurs be dead, but that's still alive, you know?
It could be, though. It's cut off. I mean, it's in a, you know, they got, you know, trapped in that body of water.
Yeah, and have they ever fully explored that? I mean, like, I know they've got
No,
some, like,
they haven't.
on that show Time Scanners, they've got some digital laser made, readouts of it. But I think there's a bunch of caves, underwater caves and shit in there too. They haven't fully explored all that, have they? So, I mean, there's always
Something's
the
in there.
possibility.
Yeah, something's definitely in there, but what it is, I don't know. Is it a giant fish? Maybe. Is it a fucking leftover dinosaur that didn't go extinct completely? Maybe. But there's definitely something there that people see. Something unusual.
This could be something from pop culture, but before, I've heard many times before that, like, they've shot movies and shit there, and, like, at the time they were just like, oh, fuck it, just throw it in the water. So there could be leftover pieces of sets and shit in there, too. That could be what people are seeing, like it floats up to the top or something, or the light might hit it just right. Even at night, there's still light. It might have just hit it just right where you can see it and there's something in there and you're not sure what it is.
Yeah. Could be.
I would much rather believe that it's, a dinosaur or a lizard or something in there, or a big fish or whatever. For decades people have thought was, Nessie, but I don't know. There's a bunch of possibilities for that one, too. Much like your sexuality, I'm open to all of them.
All right, we gotta wrap up this before we really embarrass ourselves with our lack of knowledge and ignorance and
no shit. So I guess it's time for our favorite news segment, isn't it?
I think so.
Fuck this shit.
Okay, now, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first since mine was such a dud last time. Didn't you go first last time, and then mine was like shitty?
I don't really remember. I can't honestly say.
I'll go first.
Okay. Well, bring some fire to it.
So I'm gonna do a fuck this shit this week that sort of related to a previous fuck this shit. I'm going back to the well of gold after the fucking fail of last time. My fuck this shit this week is Kid Rock's All Summer Long. Fuck that song. Fuck that song because every time it comes on, I fucking think it's going to be the far superior Werewolves of London, and it's fucking not. It's fucking Kid Rock. So fuck off with that shit. I want to hear Werewolves of London. I don't want to hear your fucking stupid bullshit, whatever the fuck kind of song.
Okay.
War on Zevon is way better than you, Kid Rock. You're a fucking hack. Quit jacking people's beats. Okay?
Well, I mean, you know what? If you want to go into it, that's most of what music is today anyway. I'm sampling.
And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's shit. And this is shit in this case.
For the most part, I think it's shit.
This is shit because that was basically the whole song. It wasn't just a sample.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Sweet Home Alabama and Werewolves of London are basically the same song, just I think Werewolves of London has one more note in it.
Sure about that?
Yeah, because that's the song he's referencing in All Summer Long is Sweet Home Alabama. Think about it. Play both of those songs later and listen to them. They're almost exactly the same.
Nah, I really don't want to. As you're telling me to play songs by the two fuck this shits I've had.
Well, I meant play a piece of Sweet Home Alabama and then play a piece of Werewolves of London. They're the same. They're basically the same song. The beat of them, at least, or I
don't know. Werewolves of London's far superior to both of those songs. So
I agree with you, because it's about a fucking werewolf, and as we were just talking about, that type of shit's awesome.
Yeah. There's a fucking werewolf drinking a Trader Vic's in that song. So what the fuck?
I mean, I'll put it this way. You did a little bit better than last time, but I'm looking for more fire, man.
Maybe we should start doing fuck this shit at the beginning of the recording and not at midnight.
Okay. If you want to... Do you want to switch it? Do you want to do it and Joke Corner back to back?
No, we need to end it with that. I gotta... I don't know.
What, did you just take a dump?
No.
All right.
I just gotta keep my chi. I gotta hold my chi till the end.
Yeah. Well, let's get into mine.
Okay, bring it. Make up for my lack of fire,
I was gonna say, let me show you how it's done.
But see, you gotta understand, like, that's about as fired as I ever get.
For real?
Yeah, unless someone's like physically threatening me or threatening my family or people I like.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's about as fired up as I get.
I mean, when you get fired up, you sound like a stoner. You're like, I mean, I just don't like it, man. It's not cool. You shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's fucking Slayer's raining blood inside of me right now.
Well, I mean,
it just doesn't come out.
I've heard you get more fired up on... Well, okay. I was going to say, I've heard you get more fired up on Just Jump to the End, but the time that I'm thinking of is when, wasn't it down in Silver Dollar City, somebody was getting shitty with your kid?
Yeah, see?
Okay. And then it was the kids who were fucking with your one kid and, you know, making fun of them.
I have trouble getting fired up over... Like, I know the point of the fuck this shit is to get fired up over petty stuff.
Yeah.
I have trouble working up that much of a sweat.
Okay.
I guess.
Here, let's try this again. Fucking all summer long was mean to your kid. Go. Or Kid Rock was mean to your kid. Go.
No, I can't.
I was going to say, we better not do that anyway. Okay. Like I said, let me show you how this is done, okay?
All right, school me on this. Let's do it. Let's get dirty.
My fuck this shit this week, or this episode, is a law, or a series of laws all across the country. Because, I'll tell you, when we went to see fucking episode 7, you remember I told you later that I was on my best behavior. I didn't want to be screaming at fucking the other cars and shit, right? You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a little road rage problem.
Yeah. There's a lot of laws across this fucking country about, you know, texting and driving.
Uh-huh.
And it only applies to mostly people 21 and under. It's not a blanket ban on it. And it's texting and driving and talking on your phone and driving. And yeah. I remember when the law was passed here, they wanted it to be like 17 and under, and then they moved it up to 21 and under, right?
Oh, I thought it was everybody.
Not everywhere it's not everybody, but even if it is everybody, there's this prevailing thought that it's only young people who do that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm here to tell you it's fucking bullshit. Because most of the fucking cocksuckers I see that are out there fucking texting and driving or fucking with their phones or talking on the goddamn phone are people that are your age or older. It's not the fucking young kids. And let me tell you before I get real deep into this, my generation, we're a bunch of fucking idiots. I've known it for years. I've been talking about it for years. If you're 30 and under, you're a fucking idiot. I'm including myself in that. We're just fucking stupid.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're 50 and under, you're a fucking idiot.
Well, just wait till I get into this.
I'll take it even further. If you're breathing, if you're drawing in oxygen and converting it into usable energy for your body.
There you fucking go. You're hitting the nail on the head
You're
now.
a fucking idiot.
They try to fucking push it off on, oh, it's the younger ones. They're the ones who are fucking us up. Especially the word now is like millennials. The millennials, they're the ones that are fucking everything up. Bullshit. Let me tell you. You watch all these cocksuckers out there texting and driving and fucking with their phones and driving. No, it's mostly the fucking older assholes. I want to be perfectly clear. I am not fucking defending my generation. They're assholes. But I am sick and fucking tired of my generation getting blamed for shit that everybody else does. All these older fucking cocksuckers do, but we get the blame for it. Fuck off. It's not true. Get your fucking head out of your ass. Go take a drive for 10 minutes around my neighborhood. You'll see these fucking old fuckers, tongues hanging out of their mouth, driving down the street, thumb on the phone, one hand on the wheel, looking down, with their tongues out like they're trying to use their tongue to fucking type out a goddamn message. Get your fucking eyes on the road. I don't care what age you are. You old cocksuckers need to quit blaming the young cocksuckers, and you need to put your fucking phone down and drive your goddamn cocksucking car. How's that?
That's pretty good.
I am So sick of that
See,
shit.
you got enough fire for both of us. I don't need to bring no heat.
Ugh.
Maybe I should start going second so I can like bring shit back down.
I mean, you did the first time or two. But I thought that was the plan for this segment. We get fired up and we send them off into that good night with a little fucking pep in their step, a little energy underneath their asses.
Yeah.
You know, I just looked over at my computer screen.
Yeah.
And my wave lines for like the last, I don't know.
It was just a solid bar.
2-3 minutes it is. It's like a solid bar. And it actually starts out slow. And then, you know, the middle part where it's light blue?
Mm-hmm.
It starts out real low and just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as the outside's almost the flat bar. It gets bigger and bigger and more intense. I want to see that on one of your fucking halves.
Nah.
Ugh. So yeah, that's mine for this week. And that was a big fucking rant about a lot of shit. But it's mostly the fucking texting and driving. You always see it get blamed on the younger kids. And it's like, bullshit!
Nah, everybody fucking does it. Fucking pisses me off.
Because I saw a lady the other day. She was close to twice your fucking age. And she's hand on the steering wheel, head down, tongue out. Like I said, trying to type out the message. It looked like with her tongue. Wiggling her tongue back and forth. All like she's practicing to eat pussy or something. Thumb going on the keyboard. Thumb going on the keyboard. And it's like, old fucking bitch with cobwebs on your cunt. Put the fucking phone down. So see, there you go. You got round 2. But I do.
Right.
When we went to see episode 7, we're driving down the highway and you see these cocksuckers, and I don't know if you noticed it, but my hand's on the handle and it's like, Urgh. It's the first time I've met this dude. I don't want to make him think I'm crazy. I don't want him to see how crazy I can be by screaming at this old fucking asshole who's typing on their phone or talking on their phone and not paying attention to the road.
Yeah, I don't even fucking bother getting mad about it anymore unless they're driving like an asshole.
But that's the thing. They are driving like assholes, swerving all over.
Yeah.
Fucking car's expensive, so you hit me, you're getting fucked up. Are we good?
Yes.
All right, say goodbye. Or wait, no, we gotta thank people.
You gotta do thank yous first. Try not to do it. Try not to do it in an angry voice, okay? Try not to scream at the people we're thanking.
Oh, that's good. Wouldn't that be funny, though? I'm still with that level of energy, and it's like, goddamn, Jason, thanks for the fucking song! Sherry, you did a fucking good logo, goddammit! Our thank yous this week go out to @TheJSarge for our intro theme song, and to @SherrySays for her beautiful design of our podcast logo.
Which you can now purchase at redbubble.com on shirts and mugs and cool bullshit like that.
And journals, which look amazing, and stickers, and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And as we've said before, she's got a YouTube channel that I believe is youtube.com/Sherry Archinoff, and then JSarge. He's got a lot of shit you can check out, but the most recent piece of business he's working on is his podcast, Jeff Knows Nothing, and you spell Jeff with one F. It can be found on SoundCloud and what's the site again?
I think it's jeffknowsnothing.blogspot.com.
Okay. There's that too. You know, what we should have done is we should have ended the recording. So I had that same, or we should have ended the episode and then done the thank yous, and then you cut the thank yous in, so I would have had that same level of energy when I said the said the closing line, said the sign off. But we've still got more whoring to do.
I'm confident you can dig deep and find that.
Oh, you have such faith in me. But yeah,
I'm sure it's always pretty close to the surface.
Trust me, it is. See, and I'll tell you, you want to know something really fucked up real quick before I get back into the thank yous and all the horror and we've got to do?
Okay.
All of that I just spewed out, all of that anger and bile, that is not on my list of things for fuck this shit. That just came spontaneously. I pulled that shit out the air. So yeah. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things on my fuck this shit list.
I think we're finding out what you're good at.
Anger? Once again, at the J Sarge, at Sherry Says, Jeff Knows Nothing podcast, and Sherry Archinoff on YouTube. Now for our shit. Once again, the camping trip, our audio drama that took 6 months to make, is available. Go to tsdjaproductions.bandcamp.com. You get over 3 hours of content for just $5. Right?
Right.
I can't stress this enough. Please, if you like this podcast, if you like what we do, it's free content. Subscribe to us, or at least watch our stuff on YouTube. Search Nerd Blitz on YouTube. We're going to be doing compilations of Doom's Joke Corner. I think if it goes well, we'll have to hear as the editing happens. If fuck this shit goes well, we might do compilations of that. But right now, we've got the first compilation of Doom's Joke Corner up. Maybe we'll do fuck this shit if people like that idea. We've got a ass load of swear reels. We're trying to get all the episodes up there. And if you watch that shit, don't skip the ads. Just watch the ads and then enjoy some great new fresh content, okay?
Yeah, don't be a cunt.
Trust me, it'll help the show. It'll help us get more content out to you if you watch the ads, if you subscribe to the channel, if you just watch the channel, the shit on the channel, because the more views we have, the more encouragement we'll have. Nerd Blitz on YouTube. Just search it. You'll find us. It's the same logo as the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at NerdBlitzPod. You can listen to us on Stitcher, nerdblitz.com. We're part of the High Alt Podcast Network, High Altitude Podcast Network at highaltpod.net. We're on Google Play. Follow us on Twitter at NerdBlitzPod. Follow me on Twitter at The Scooby Doom and at TSDJA Production. You are
at Fitzman73, and then you can follow my other podcast at JJ2End, and it's at justjumptotheend.com.
Or is it JJ2END.com?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
JJ2End.com.
And yeah, as we said, listen to us. It's nerdblitz.com. Nerdblitz on YouTube, don't forget. Set me up.
Did you want to tease next episode?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Right now, the plan for episode 13 is we're going to talk about Scooby Apocalypse issue 3, right?
Right.
And instead of just being fucking asshole critics just sitting here on our asses being like, they could have done better, we're going to fucking try and do better. That's the tease. And y'all are going to see just how fucking, I don't know, super nerdy maybe? Bottom line is, I take it really seriously. Okay.
Yeah, one of us is going to be super nerdy, and the other one might underperform.
Okay, fuck it. We're going to pitch what our versions of a thing called Scooby Apocalypse would be. Right now, I'm working on an outline for it, backstory, and I'm working on the first 2 issues. I'm trying to remember what my thoughts for issue 3 will be. Yes, I've got a 3-issue plan.
And right now, I've done nothing.
He's got like an idea that there might be something that could exist at some possible time called Scooby Apocalypse.
Yes.
You need to get on that, man.
And I think it's going to have the Scooby Gang and possibly a mystery machine.
But will there be an apocalypse in yours?
Well, I mean, there must be. It's in the fucking title.
But you've got that to look for next time, so... Yee!
Bye.
Come back next time! Our fucking sanity depends on it, god damn it!
Holy shit.
You know, it ain't too bad once you relax a bit.
Yeah, you're right. It does feel nice. We may have to keep this up if they take us back home.
Fine by me. Just can't let Maybelle find out.
I'm good at keeping secrets.
This has been a feature of JJ2E Media and TSDJA Productions.